Um, I am going to have Michael light the candle. So the first wick represents God or spirit, the all that is. And then the second wick represents us as community. And whenever we gather together, we shine a greater light. So that is what we're going to do. So, okay, John, you want to start us with an opening song?
All right, I'm trying to open up the share with my button activity here. Nothing seems to be working.
Oh, if you can't get the share on, don't worry about it. Just go for it.
Huh. Everything is sluggish here. The meeting is being recorded. I get that. Okay. Oh, I guess I have to okay that. No. Jeez, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to do it without the screen share. I guess it's not working.
Okay.
Nothing's working. I can't get it to minimize or anything. Well, Deb, can you hand me the sheaf of papers right on that little desk over? I keep getting the application is not responding. There's two sheets with paper clips right there. Is that pink paper clip?
On the floor?
No, look under the notebook. There's one. See that? Yeah, hand me that.
The orange one?
Yeah, the whole sheet. Yeah, that's it. All right. I'll just sing then.
Okay.
It's going through some processing. This is a song that we can also double as a meditation song, so it'll go back and forth. But it's called Healing Love.
And then we lose him. Oh, okay. He said it was going back and forth. Then we lost him. Well,
why don't I do Science of Mind 365?
That sounds good. Do that.
I think today's a really good one, personally. I mean, they're all good, but from Science of Mind 365, and again, if you'd like to get a copy, you can get one on Amazon. It says, an inspiration within guides me aright. An inspiration within guides me aright. So the disciple John tells us that God is spirit, and they that worship God must worship God in spirit and in truth. Wonderful indeed is this conception of the union of all life, which Jesus proclaimed in the ecstasy of his illusion, of his illumination. The Father and I are one. All cause and all effect proceeds from the invisible spirit. Humankind is one with this spirit and cannot separate and be separated from it. Our word has power because our word is the action of God through our thought. So know with me from, again, from Science Mind 365, I now clarify my vision, I purify my thought, and so that it becomes a mere reflecting inspiration direct from the secret place of the Most High at the center of my own being. I do this by quiet contemplation, not through strenuous effort, but by learning to fast from all negation and to feast upon the affirmation of spiritual realization. I know that I need never break before the onslaught of any confusion that exists around me. Today I walk in the light of God's love, and today I'm guided and my guidance is multiplied. and I know exactly what to do and exactly how to do it. There is an inspiration within me that governs every act, every thought, in certainty and with conviction and with peace. And I know that the key unlocks the treasure house. The key to the kingdom of God is now my spiritual hand. And this is the kingdom of God's creation and is directly experienced by me today. So why don't we just go into a time of meditation here? And as we do so, we just, Diana, would you like to do this or?
No, you go for it.
All right. So let's just close our eyes. Very good. And just feel. Just feel yourself in the chair and just be present in your body and become centered in your heart. And as you do so, you take that deep breath in, inhale and exhale, release, relax, and just let go. One more time, inhale and exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. So being centered in our hearts, let's know together that there is only one. It may show up in multiplicity, in many different things and places and events, but there's only one. One presence, one power, one life, one activity that is everywhere present. It is everywhere powerful. It is everywhere all-knowing. It is everywhere all-active. That we live and move and have our being in this one life, this one activity. All of us. So as we become aware of that right here, right now, we are aware of that activity as us, in us, and through us. We recognize today the activity of God living as each and every one of us, living its life in and through and as us, experiencing itself in the world. So we just give, again, just great thanks that we are one with this one life and this one activity. And because of that, we know that we are creators in our world. That the same presence and power that said, let there be light, is present within us, as us and through us. So now we are consciously aware of that. We allow ourselves today to be one with that and aware of that. So today, right here, right now, we promise ourselves to watch our thinking, to think only what we want in life and not what we don't want. We promise ourselves to think about those things that are good, that are uplifting and of good report. We think of life as being wonderful. And we allow ourselves today just to bask in the whole idea that we are one with this. And so we allow ourselves to create the life and the world that we wish. So knowing that, again, that we set forth today the vision of good, the vision of God. And we just give great thanks that everyone is gathered today. And as people are gathered here today, we just know that it is just very, very good. It is very, very God. Breathing in and breathing out. So we just invite, again, only good in our lives. Good and more good. We allow healing and peace in our lives, because those are the attributes of spirit within us, as us, and through us. So I know that this gathering today, calling itself Summit Center for Spiritual Living, is good and very good. And I just now decree that no matter what is going on, that again, us being together today shines forth a great light into the world. A light that is changing the world one person at a time. A light that's, again, allowing the whole world to come to light. So again, us meeting today is good and very good. So I just, again, bless everyone here. I give great thanks for John and for Diana and for everyone on this Zoom call. And I give great thanks for each and every person who is also watching us on StreamYard, on Facebook, because I know that this goes forth now again to bless the world as we meet today, that we are blessing the world with enlightenment. People are coming to their own, coming to understand how divine they really are. So I bless our time together, know that it is good. So again, if you do agree with me, please say with me, and so it is.
So it is.
All right, so it is. And as you open your eyes, please take a moment to open your cameras if you can. John was here for a minute back, but he's they must have clicked out again on him. So anyways, what I want you to do is to look into each other's eyes and just see the spirit that is within, that magnificent being that is you, that's within you and as you and in each other. So, okay. All right. Well, John is our speaker today. And he's definitely having problems as far as hello, Michelle. It's good to
Hi,
have you.
I was on mute.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Good to have you. While we're we could talk about what's coming up. Next week, Carol Ann will be speaking, and I'm not sure if I know it's a wonderful thing. I don't remember what the topic is exactly, but it's going to be good. And then the following week, it's going to be Michelle Gibbons. She's going to be talking to us about her her
Brahma Kumari.
ministry. Thank you. I can't get the word out for some reason. Brahma Kumari.
I know,
ministry.
mouthful.
And then Michael, when are you going to be gone?
We will talk about that.
Okay, so are you going to be gone on a Sunday?
I don't know my time yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
TBA.
To
To be
be
announced.
TBA. Okay, well then I will plan on the third Sunday, and but we're talking about ministries in general, and I will try to at least talk about like the being a practitioner type thing, and so then the week after that we'll either get John or Michael or somebody, and we'll go from there. Um, so which
I think we received a very nice compliment from Reverend Jeff Ratcliffe, which is on New Thought Media Network. He said he was really impressed by our service and also by
music.
our musicians.
Yes.
And so I just, he said, for being online, he says, you guys are pretty darn good. So, so that was really nice to hear.
Yeah, he was our speaker last week, Michelle.
Yeah,
yeah, that was wonderful. So that's what's coming up. Like I said, John's supposed to be the speaker today, we could probably kind of start maybe uh, just to talk about what's going on, um, a discussion, and then he can hopefully, when he gets in, we can just have him start speaking. Um, anything that in mind, Michael, that comes to mind?
Well, I again, when we this past week, I had the opportunity to do the 2 shows on the New Thought Media Network. I had the opportunity of producing and putting together the good news, and then producing and putting together my own show on Friday evening, and it was pretty interesting because for me that again it really, because of really what's all going on, it's really interesting that the um, it's, where is our focus? Is our focus on CNN and everything else, or is our focus really upon all, again, a lot of the good things that are going on in the world, which of course there's a lot of good things that are going on in the world. So where is our focus here? uh, I did probably about 10 stories, good news stories that again were not even in the news, we're not even on CNN. I'm not saying to have spiritual bypass and go ahead and ignore the world. And that I just think, again, my own thoughts on this is that the world itself, again, I really believe is in the births or the birth pangs of, again, of coming forth enlightened. That's the reason why we are experiencing what we are experiencing in our politics and in our world. So what's being birthed here, I really do believe is our divinity, and within each and every person. So again, us meeting together, I think, does cast a great light on the world. Again, to say that there is a spirituality that does work out there, and that it's really um, it's really important to understand that we, as people who are aware of our light, are part of that process of again of bringing forth that world. And so that's done not only by our thoughts, but that's also done by our consciousness and our actions. So yeah, I get the individual saying that the world's going all to blank in a handbasket, but that's not true, though. Even in the chaos, that there's an implicit order that's coming out. And the reason I know this is because, again, that I talk to people from around the world here, that what's happening again in our let not your heart be troubled, as the scriptures say, have faith in God and have faith in me. Well, again, that's I believe Jesus was referring to the Christ consciousness, to Christ awareness. That and I'm not saying don't pay attention to the news. I'm just saying don't have CNN, MSNBC on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That there are other alternatives like the good news. I have a friend of mine who, Reverend Jane Batt. Jane, what her ministry has been for like 30 years is really giving out articles on the good news, on the things that are going right in the world, and again that there are a lot of good things happening. And so I think that that's something, again, that being peace bringers, being people who are peacemakers, people who, again, in the midst of the storm are able then to kind of guide and direct individuals and say, listen, there's a better way. And it all starts with our thinking, and starts with, again, of turning within, going within. So I heard a wonderful story about, if you could admit, Carol Ann, please.
I did.
Okay, a wonderful story about this teacher comparing these. They were talking about the whole idea of grinding grain or wheat, and they're saying, well, if you get in the stone, that you're all ground up. But if you go to the center, if you go into the center, is that the kernel is still whole because it's not ground up. So that's where, again, that divine I am, that divine individuality that we are, as we become centered in that, then we don't, my observation is, then we don't get ground up. We don't get caught in the world of effects, no matter what is going on. And so again, I mean, there's been a lot of things said in the news this week, and especially about the political situation here in United States. And, but again, I think that using that as our prayer list, rather than, again, saying that the world's going to hell in a handbasket, rather than doing that, again, focusing again on good and on divinity, and on, again, that's our role this time. That's the reason why we're back here. That's the reason why we're even here.
Right.
And again, to bring forth, again, a world that does work for all. And I was, it's been brought up several times in conversation about, well, why aren't you back in, why haven't you taken a church, or why haven't you maybe have gone someplace where you're getting paid? And my answer is that I really had to have a heart-to-heart talk with myself and saying, well, how am I best servicing the world right now? How can I best be in that divine flow? The best way I know right now is through my affiliation with New Thought Media Network, and again, broadcasting good news, broadcasting and being a part of that those individuals, again, who are awakening. And to have something on the internet, instead of all the gloom and doom, to go ahead and say, listen, there is another way. There is a way to, and again, I'm not saying spiritual bypass here. I'm just saying that where is our focus after we have watched all of that stuff, all of the stuff on CNN? So where's our focus? And so that's, yeah, so that is, I think that's something to be taken into consideration here. And that, again, there's some, doing the good news. There's so many good things going on in the world. I was just recalling some of the stories. One of the stories was that they're creating a battery to fuel agricultural testing using bacteria. And so that uses up nothing. That there's also a hydrogen boat that's being tested by the Japanese that could be a real game changer as far as with climate change. And one of my last story last week was the whole idea of this 105-year-old woman finally getting her master's degree.
Wow.
After all these years. So again, where's our focus here? Where is our focus? Where is our focus? Is our you know, be ye in the world, but not of it. Again, that's what that's from the scriptures. So, all right,
So,
that's my done.
well,
So,
thank you. That's why I'm looking forward to Michelle when she's going to be speaking in the next few weeks about the Brahma Kumaris, because they have that focus as well, in a a positive way instead of the negative way. And what do you think, Michelle?
Yeah, as Michael was speaking, I was just noticing, so many similarities in terms of the idea of creating a new world, of transforming this world, of being a light, of sending out positive energy to uplift. That's a fundamental thing that we do in the morning and the evening. This belief in energy, and our thoughts, the power of our thoughts and power of positive thoughts, and how energy is everywhere. We can change the state of consciousness through the energy that we put out. So a lot of similarities with the science of mind. And the other thing I was thinking as Michael was talking is that if we look at the national news, it tends to be depressing. But if you read, like when I read my local West Side Leader, or the local things that are going on, it's very uplifting, because they're talking about really positive things that are happening in the community, and the contributions that high school students are making, and how people are getting together to create you know uh, wonderful events for people that lift their spirits, and things like that. It's like a very different kind of focus. And so, like what Michael says, there's both. But what do we choose to focus on? And what we focus on becomes our reality. So, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for that reminder of, how much similarity there is.
like I said, that's going to be awesome to have you talk, on in a few weeks. So to explain it even further, which will be great.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I'm looking to it.
yes. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on with John still, but obviously he's still having problems. Oh, wait a minute, there he is. So hopefully we'll get him in here this time, and he won't go away. He won't get kicked out again. But should show up any second now. But yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned the good news. So that's always good stuff. Hey, John, we see you, or we see your picture. Okay. Well, when you do get in, if you're hearing me, we'll just have you go right into your talk, because we have kind of discussed a few things, but or do whatever you need to do, or just do some music, whatever you would like to do when you're totally in our totally in. I know you're still trying to get totally in. I need to get you some new internet or something.
you know what? Even this is a learning opportunity. How do we? What's our response when things are not going right? Like with technology. Um,
Mhm.
that recalls a story. I was working a video crew, and we could not, myself and my partner, we could not get the audio on this video stream to work. And what I noticed was that my partner just got so upset. And just saying, well, I'll never work with this program again. And I'm going, dude, that's not a really good state of mind to be in. So yeah, I was panicking a little, but for me, what I did was I got out of the room. I got out. I had to leave the room. And I just got real still and quiet and say, what do I need to do now? And since my boss was out of the country, I really couldn't reach him at that time. So I just said, I started making some decisions as far as getting some help for us. And that I just very, very calmly started doing it. So I did get an expert who spent 4 hours on the phone with us and didn't charge the ministry a dime, getting back the sound. It's just not, for me, it's just not a place, just being all upset about technology not working. It's just not, again, just kind of to be patient. And here he is, Reverend John Miller.
Hey, John.
What can I say?
Well, we talked a little bit about other stuff, but you I don't know if you wanted to either just do some music or if you have something that you want to talk about.
Well, I don't know that we want to do the whole talk because it's,
Right.
be kind of long. So I'll save it, I guess, again,
Okay.
and technology works. But
Hey,
yeah,
John,
yeah.
you're always welcome to come over here and,
Well,
and do your.
I may have to move my Sunday morning up. No, by next week, I hope to have a new computer. We'll see. I'm going to be out looking at them this week, and I should have the funds for it by the end of the week, I hope.
But just know you have a standing invitation to come
Well,
over here.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Michelle.
this has been bizarre. Get this. After everything froze up and so on, and it shut down, there was a whole screen of Chinese writing.
Oh gosh.
There's some kind of a Chinese company.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, I'm wondering if I'm being hacked, maybe,
Maybe.
I
Possibly.
just don't know what that whole, I couldn't read it. It's the Chinese, right?
Anyway.
John,
And then it shut down. And then when I started to reboot, it shut off. The computer shut off again, and I had to reboot it again.
John, why don't you do a song?
Yeah. It's all about creative energy at play. So that's what we'll sing. Well, nobody's asked me for any, blackmail or anything to get my computer back.
That's a good thing, at least.
Really. Amazing things are going on each moment of the day. A mystery unfolding, the universe at play. Infinite possibilities, choices, changes,
you, John. That was wonderful and very helpful and very uplifting. So you know what? We're going to just go. We did pretty much everything else, but we might as well just go ahead and do our the opportunity to give. So with that, there are a couple ways you can give. You can go to Zelle and you would go to SSC of Akron at gmail.com and you can give that way. Or you can send a check or cash or whatever the case may be to preferably a check to Summit. Make sure the word Summit is on the check. It would be 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310. We'll make sure that gets in the account. And I do appreciate that. And so with that, just we'll take our gifts right top over left and just know that all that we have, all that we give, all that we receive is blessed in a very wonderful way. That it goes to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living and the truth that sets us free, but it also goes back to the giver. Whether it be time, talent, or treasure, we are grateful and thankful for all this. And so it is. Amen. Okay, how about some good and more good, John?
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Limited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
Okay, thank you so much. Normally we go into announcements, but John, I wanted to ask you that since you haven't had a chance to do your talk, what was the talk going to be about? So we can
Quantum creation is the title.
Okay, perfect. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, me too. I keep tweaking it every time, you know.
Yeah, I bet. Well, it's going to be tweaked perfectly by the
Yeah, really.
So okay.
ntmedia.org. And what's been really cool lately is that we have been getting more hits on our Summit CSL Facebook page because that of me putting programming any ones that I produce. So what's been happening is that more people have been coming to our Facebook page and than ever before. And that's not just because of what we're doing on Sundays. That's because of anything that I put up there through Summit CSL. So it's been really wonderful. So that's my good news today. We have been having more people watching and coming to our Facebook page more than ever.
Wonderful.
Great.
John?
Yeswise.com.
Okay.
Yeswise.com. Yeswise Inspiry is there. You can look for that tab.
All right. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we might as well go ahead and do unless there's something else that I'm missing, might as well do our moment of silence.
Well, we could talk a little bit about the forthcoming 4th of July.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Nation's celebration of its founding, I guess we'll say.
Okay.
We hope that things can get better, you know, like they may have used to be. I don't know. We have
history.
Do you know where they're having fireworks this year?
Probably at Portage Lakes and downtown, and
Mhm.
all over my neighborhood for all summer. You know, every weekend, night, including.
Hey, Michelle, I,
outside my
I,
door.
I hear that the major fireworks are being blasted off from your house over Summit Lake.
I don't know. I don't know anything about what's going on here in Kenmore.
Okay.
Well, don't burn your fingers on your fireworks.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, and lots of people will be able to just hopefully have a wonderful Fourth and just enjoy and remember the why we're celebrating. You know,
Mhm.
Hmm.
there's still uh, even though there's a lot of tension out there right now among us, um, like we were talking about earlier, it's best for us to just um, be the positive influence and not the negative influence.
Right.
So
Raise the vibration of love. You know, it
yeah,
really is all about bringing that vibration to the world. You know.
right. Did you have one 4th of July song you had planned on doing? We could do that real quick if you want to.
Not that I have ready.
Okay, all right. Well, no
Maybe,
problem.
maybe next Sunday. Did we plan who's doing what next
Yes,
week? or-
Carol Ann is our speaker next week. The
Mhm.
following week is Michelle Gippen.
Oh, okay.
And then I decided I'd do the 3rd week. Would you like to do the 4th week?
Yeah. By then, my new computer should be all spiffy and working well.
Okay. Well, that's what we will do.
Spiffy is a technical term. So if you
Ah.
did not understand that, please contact me.
Absolutely. Okay.
I like spiffy. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll do our moment of silence, and what we want you to do when we go into this moment of silence is I want you to bring into mind, into your hearts and minds, anybody who may need some healing, whether it's yourself, whether it's a family member, a friend, somebody who is going through some times, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, our world. And just know that that healing is happening right here and right now, and that we know that it's being taken care of. I'll ring us in and I'll ring us out. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Well, let's see if I can get the share to work this time. It wouldn't work last time. Hey, what's happening?
No, if you
No,
don't,
it's coming up. I don't understand why it works sometimes and not others. You know, it's
it's
very
just
strange.
strange. Yep, there it comes.
Life is real. Life is true. We are life, living as me and you. Joy is real. Joy is true. We are joy, living as me and you. Peace is real. Peace is true. We are peace,
Thank you so much. Thank you, John. Thank you, Michael and Michelle and Kyle and Carol Ann and Hannah, Deb. And just thank you for all the good. And I'm going to turn this over to you, Michael, because I need to leave the room.
Recording
And,
stopped.
So anyways, good seeing everybody.